Well, hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Day 740 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I know, silly name. But I decided to start documenting my journey almost a couple of years ago now. And I thought, I can't really see to write very well. My vision was starting to really get bad. And so I thought, well, how can I keep track of what I'm doing and be able to maybe go back and reference it? Although I will admit, I almost never, if ever, go back and reference it. I just keep moving forward. But how can I keep track of what I'm doing and actually maybe share some of the lessons that I'm learning along the way as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of corporate America to, or global, I guess corporate is global nowadays. It's not just corporate America, although we still use that expression, to the online world. I've always been intrigued by the online world. It's interesting. I'm looking for some documents from 2009, and as I'm going through my fobs or my flash drives, I'm finding things from when I first was interested in the internet, some writing and some things that I did, some things that I've studied, and old my notes from the very first online related event that I actually attended of Jim Edwards. And I can't believe the amazing people that were at that. I actually had forgotten about some of them. It was really interesting. But I have found my raw notes from that 2 day. It was a Friday and Saturday event, I believe in Atlanta, Georgia. And I met some incredible people that I'm still friends with today. I mean, Jim Edwards, I'll see him on the gym boat again this fall. And, you know, people that I still love and care about and follow. So it was fun to go through those documents. But it got me thinking about and looking for, since I'm looking for a document, I did, as Supersize Your Business, a piece on red tape today. Now, red tape, I guess I didn't know where it came from. I always knew what it was. I always knew what it felt like to me. I always knew it caused me friction and frustration and upset and like, why do I have to jump through all these hoops? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do all these things to get into a college? Why do I have to do all these things to get a job? Why do I have to do all these things to interact with the government and to have my business and to get a license in a certain industry or area? And it's because of the red tape. It's because of the rules and regulations. Now, anybody that knows me knows I am a act first and ask for permission later kind of person. So rules and regulations are annoying at best to me. They just frustrate me. And I was thinking this morning, rules and regulations and guidelines and laws and everything, they're all written and they're all created, of course, to provide order and common understanding amongst people of how we should and shouldn't behave with respect to laws. But things like the tax code, any licensing, which is dressed up as we're having you get this license or certifications as well to prove that you have a certain level of proficiency. It's like getting a degree, right? Getting a degree from college. Now, those of us who have a degree understand how much BS and nonsense is built into that degree. And even I cannot understand or really explain on a rational level why certain curriculums, certain degrees require certain types of classes. Why? Because they're for the college, right? They're dressed up and they say, oh, it's so you get a well-rounded education. Poppycock. It's so they can have all these different departments, and college, like government, like anything else, it all boils down to making more money or something that benefits the organization that creates those rules and regulations and guidelines, right? If you don't believe me, have a problem and call customer service of almost any business, any organization, any purposefully created grouping of anything. Call their customer service and try to get your problem solved. And you will get a whole lot of rules and regulations and formalities and red tape. Have you ever tried to return something? Now, I got to give Amazon credit. Amazon has a great return policy, and I don't buy and return stuff. Usually if I buy something and I make a mistake, I just figure out something else to do with it. I don't return it. But every once in a while, I'll return something. And Amazon has always done a really good job, at least as far in my situation, of eliminating the friction, eliminating the frustration, and eliminating the red tape that is generally found in every other organization on the planet with respect to that type of an activity. most businesses, and I worked in quality, and quality is we get all the problems, we get all the challenges, we get all of anyone's complaints, and we need to deal with them. And it's beyond customer service. Quality is to ensure that we don't have a lot of customer service problems, but quality is all about processes and procedures and systems. So I know what I'm talking about when I say we create all those things for the company and it's for the customer, because we want to ensure that they get the best possible product and experience. But all of the rules and all the regulations are created for the company to perform better, to do better, to make more money, right? For the government, taxes, the tax code is the way the tax code is, and is so complicated and so convoluted that it has to have sprung billions of dollars worth of infrastructure and industries outside of it in order to administer it every year, right? In order to collect taxes, the government has this unbelievably complicated system of rules and regulations and hoops we need to jump through to file our taxes every year. I have to admit, the first thing that when I struck out on my own, one of the biggest things I missed when I struck out on my own and left corporate America finally for good, because I was usually running businesses on the side, I always was, but when I actually struck out on my own, the thing I missed the most was the team and the resources, the unlimited access to resources that I had experienced for over a quarter century, and it was an adjustment. But so the first real outside professional help and that I led into my organization was I hired an accountant and an accounting firm that handled my taxes for me, because as I added businesses and complication to my life, the tax code became unmanageable for me personally. I could have done it, but it was too much time and energy that I wanted to spend in other areas, like raising my kids, spending time with my husband, having sort of a life, right? And that's because that is such a complicated process. There's so much red tape, there's so much formality, and unnecessary formality, right? Anybody that's worked in a corporation or a big business or even a small arm of a big business, you understand all of the red tape, all the rules and regulations that have been created. And initially they're created to solve a problem within that organization, and that's a good thing. But what happens is over time, they lose sight of the original problem that they were designed to solve, and it becomes more about how is it easier, faster, and better for the company to do things a certain way than to solve the problem that originally triggered the development of that process or procedure or system. So I've been thinking a lot about that today, obviously. And as I am out serving people in the world, how do I make sure that I am eliminating the red tape? How am I getting rid of the friction and the negative impact on them from the systems that I create to make my life and my business run more smoothly? So red tape's a biggie. I'd love to know what you think about red tape and your experience with that. Like I said, all of us have experienced the frustration of trying to get something done and being told, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way we do it. Well, this is our rule. My manager says, there's certain phrases like that. I hear them and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. And here's the deal. I understand where they come from, why they have those rules and regulations in place, and how they even develop them. Because I used to develop them for big companies, right? I used to help them come up with them. But I also understand that since I did that those are created just to solve a problem for that company and for the company's benefit, not for me as the consumer. And that's when I, get frustrated. So, red tape today. Look for ways to reduce friction in your personal life, in your every aspect and area of your life, and see how much less stress you have. Red tape. Live Thrive Challenge Day 5 today, and I think I'm taking what I've done in the past as a 10-day course or a 10-part course, and I'm shrinking it down into a 5-day challenge to teach people how to do their own super effective results getting challenge so they can use it for whatever result they want, to change something in their own life, or to attract people to their business, or to make more money or profits, or to solve whatever little problem that you want. And it's usually to attract more people to us to do more business, right? That's why most anybody that wants to learn how to do a challenge does a challenge. I started out doing them for myself because I wanted to improve certain areas of and aspects of my life, or to eliminate or reduce things. And then I morphed into, well, how can I use them to attract, and I'm telling you right now, I use challenges to attract people to me and to do business with me, or to somebody I'm working with business, right? That's why I use challenges nowadays. Now, I also still use them to improve areas of my life. Just got done with the blood pressure challenge to reduce my blood pressure. And I did a 48-hour fast. Now, I think my next challenge, my next personal challenge, is going to be a health-related challenge, because I'm noticing that I am not taking as good a care of myself as I need to be in order to function and to have the energy that I want to have. So I think personally I'm going to do a health challenge next. But I do challenges to attract people to me and find the people that I want to have in my life and that I want to work with. And it's not just to attract people I want to work with, it's to make friendships, to make relationships, and people that I want to be associated with in my life. That's why I personally do challenges. So the Life Thrive Challenge, trying to take a 10-day thing and do it into 5. And I think what I'm going to do is today I'm going to do what are the real key tricks and strategies, because I think that's really beneficial to people. What are the biggest lessons that I've learned in all the challenges that I've done, so that you can apply those to your challenges right now and not have to make the mistakes that I made and not have to figure it all out by yourself. Then I think I will take the mechanics part and do that as a bonus. I'll do it as a bonus session over the weekend, and then I'll do a Q&A session. So I think it's going to be, I'll just make it a 7-day instead of a 5-day. So today I'll hit on all the high points for before, during, and after your challenge, what you really want to make sure you focus on and do to get the biggest bang for your buck, meaning the biggest investment, return on investment for the energy that you put forth into doing and creating a challenge for yourself or for anyone else. Today, like yesterday, was for Fun Day, for the Fun Day 365-day challenge. It's not really a challenge, it's just a 365-day get more fun in my life. I guess it is a challenge, right? So that today was the second part of a Georgia O'Keeffe saying that it talks about making things more beautiful for yourself and in your own opinion. So the challenge is just to doodle or draw something in a circle that is more beautiful to you, that makes you think of things that are beautiful. Because most of us, when we think and we acknowledge that something is beautiful, we're acknowledging that feels good to us, and things that feel good to us tend to be more fun. So we talked about red tape, we've talked about the Live Thrive Challenge, we've talked about the fun challenge, and that's it. That's all I've got today. I'm working on my big overriding goal for this year is to finally, and I'm calling my shot right here, is to finally focus, finally pick the one little thing that's going to be my thing and I'm going to focus on. And I wanted it to be encouraging people to really be themselves and to learn to love themselves and be themselves and be the example for the rest of the world. Because the more true we are to ourselves and the more open we are with being who we are and the more authentic we are, that gives everyone else around us permission to do the same, to be themselves and to love themselves just for who they are. I wanted to do that for a long time. But I think my focus this year is going to be challenges, all about challenges. I'm going to write a book. I've got the book already outlined and started on that. I'm going to do, maybe I'll do a challenge summit. I haven't thought about that. I just thought that just popped into my head now. Last year my focus was on women and helping women. And this year I think it needs to be more on, okay, what is one specific strategy that I can teach people that I know will positively impact their life? And if I can teach people how to positively approach the challenges and the obstacles and the problems and the roadblocks and the things that pop up for them in a positive way that leads them to getting what they want, leads them to getting the results they want, I think that is a very powerful way in encouraging them to be themselves, to go for that. Because we like to think that challenges and obstacles and problems, they feel personal, because guess what? They are personal. They're personal to us. The challenges and the obstacles and the things that we experience whenever we're going for something that we want are unique to each and every one of us. The way we get through them, the things that we can do to move ourselves forward toward what we want, That process is the same for everybody, but the different challenges and obstacles that we experience are going to be unique and different for us because we all are different. We're all different, amazing human beings, and each one of us have different lessons that we need to learn and ways we need to grow and things we need to do to understand and become who it is we need to become to have the things that we want. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So obviously I need to practice articulating and communicating that message, but I'm going to do that this year through challenges. I'm decided. I'm done messing around with all these other things I've been playing with, and I'm gonna focus on challenges this year. So if I can help you in any way with a challenge, hit me up in the comments below. If you have any questions about how to build and supersize and grow your business, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm gonna go hang out with my amazing 4-year-old granddaughter, do my Live Thrive Challenge, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, noon Eastern Time today on the Thrive Challenge page. It's a Facebook page. You can watch it there, or you can join the Thrive Challenge group. Facebook groups Thrive Challenge. That's it. If you need a link for that, ask. All right, have a great day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow with what I'm up to, what am I working on, what's working, what's not working, what's frustrating, like red tape, and how you can maybe cut through some of that red tape. Have a great day.